All right, everybody, what is going on? Good afternoon. We're talking a little bit more about the 2027 NFL Draft, and now we're moving on to the linebackers, the off-ball linebackers, a position that I think the team would be well served to look at in next year's draft. You think about the linebacker spot for the Seahawks. You've got good players, but next year, Ernest Jones, contract year, Greg Thomas, contract year, and Tyrese Knight, contract year. So 3 linebackers in contract years next year. We're going to keep some of them, but I don't think we're going to keep all of them. So using a pick and maybe a pick of some value on an off-ball linebacker would make a pretty good deal of sense. This video is sponsored by Prize Picks. So let's talk about some of the top guys in next year's draft. And as of right now, this is basically every off-ball linebacker in the draft that has a grade in the top 260. So it's basically everybody who is currently projected to get drafted on the aggregate. So it's not a super deep class, but there are some intriguing players. We're going to start with Sammy Brown here of Clemson. This is the only guy right now who's a first-round projection. He's right on that line between the top of the second and the back end of the first. Sammy Brown, another Clemson guy, really fast, ultra-fast guy. He's got great tackling fundamentals. He's already put up some good numbers in his career. One of the few guys we're going to look at today with a 100-tackle season already, and look at all the plays he makes in the backfield. He hits hard. He's constantly around the ball. The main issue is he struggles in coverage, doesn't necessarily make a ton of big splash plays when it comes to like turnovers and stuff like that. So there is some stuff we would like to see from him in 2026, but this is probably your top dog right now. And I mean, as much as he's not a tremendous playmaker yet, look at all the plays he is making in the backfield. He's not that far off. So pretty strong. Next guy, this one's tough. Kingston Viliamu Asa of Notre Dame. So after one really easy name, we get a tough one here. Kingston, second round grade as of right now. Very versatile player. He's like a utility guy who can play all over the defense. You put him in the slot, you put him at linebacker, you put him at, like box safety, you put him on the edge. He can do all kinds of fun stuff for your defense. He's got range to cover the field. The main issue with him is the knee injury. He got hurt last year, missed some games, and we need to see how he bounces back from that. So Kingston, really good talent. The main issue right now is just health. But even with that looming over right now, he's still got about a second-round grade. Next up, we have Rasheem Biles of Pittsburgh here. Another second-round grade on him right now. He's a phenomenal run defender, had over 100 tackles last year. A lot of plays made in the backfield, 17 tackles for loss in just 10 games. And he's shown some excellent coverage abilities as well. If you take a look at his numbers over the last couple years, he makes a lot of plays in coverage, a lot of picks, a lot of touchdowns. He's just small. He's on the smaller side as far as linebackers go. I think he's sub 225. And as much as he is a guy who gets a lot of tackles, he also misses a lot. So you have to be willing to live with that. And look, he gets a lot of tackles. He's going to have more tackles than a lot of guys we look at today. But it is something where there is a cost of doing business there. So that's kind of the end of the second round guys right now. We do have some third round guys. Get to that in 1 second here. Be right back. All right, guys, let's take a quick break here to talk a little bit about Prize Picks, currently the #1 sports pick app in America. The app is very easy to use. Check it out to my left here. You can do player picks, where you just pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. Or you can pick teams, where you pick winners, spread, or total on any game or fight. The app is available in most states, including California, Texas, and Florida. Right now, they have a great offer. You can play your first $5 lineup and get $150 in lineups if you win. All you have to do is use code HMA when you sign up. It's a brand new offer, best time possible to get on the app. So get on over there and get to winning that first lineup. So remember, Prize Picks, code HMA. Download the app today, and remember to always gamble responsibly. Okay, third round guy, number one would be Chris Cole of Georgia. This is another kind of hybrid guy. He can do the linebacker stuff, but he's also an edge rusher, undersized edge like Micah Parsons. And he even offers some coverage ability. He's got great cover skills, so he can be a chess piece deployed all over your defense. And he's a good tackler. He's got good form as a tackler. It's just, you do have to wonder about his ability to actually defend the run. It's a little Micah Parsons like. And while he does play some edge, he's not the most skilled pass rusher. He wins mostly with just athleticism. Definitely needs to pick up something there. And next up, another third round guy right now is Cole Sullivan, Michigan. Hasn't put up the big numbers yet. If you take a look at this, you'll notice that he hasn't had the breakout season yet, but he's expected to this year. He's got really good instincts, ahead of most players his age. And he's also a guy who's really good at taking on and playing through contact. So that's going to be valuable in this defense. Mostly it's just the injuries that are bothering him. Needs to prove he can stay healthy, and he is on the undersized side. Although for the modern NFL, if he's 225, that's not the end of the world. Another second round guy here is Suntarine Perkins, who I've talked about previously. Ole Miss linebacker here. This is another kind of hybrid, somebody who can do the Micah Parsons stuff. Suntarine Perkins lines up all over the defense, big time playmaker, had double-digit sacks a couple years ago, had over 80 tackles last year, 6 passes defensed. He is somebody who is constantly making big plays. He's just really small, and he's not a good tackler. So he might end up not really able to make the transition to the NFL. So Perkins, I believe, you are talking about somebody who could maybe do a lot of different things, but he could just as easily not be able to do anything. All right, so that's that. Ben Roberts, another Texas Tech linebacker here. Kind of reminiscent of Jacob Rodriguez, who was obviously a very coveted linebacker out of Texas Tech last year. This is another third round guy right now. Very good run defender, and he's an excellent coverage guru. So he does kind of remind me of Rodriguez, because Rodriguez was a huge coverage playmaker. He's just not a great athlete, right? He mostly wins with just smarts and positioning and understanding the game, but he's not a very good athlete, and he doesn't really do much as a pass rusher, so that would be the one area where you're like, okay, can we get something? But the production on this guy the last few years has been really good. So that's kind of the end of the top 100. This last group is going to be all day 3 guys. Fourth rounder Ray Coney of Tulsa. I believe he transferred somewhere this year, but I can't remember where. Looked at a lot of this stuff lately. My bad. But he's big for a modern linebacker, 240. He plays very powerfully against the run. He can take on blockers and push through. And he moves pretty well. He's got some pretty good coverage skills. I think the main issue here is just he played for Tulsa. We need to see what he can do when he's playing for a better team. And he needs to advance himself mentally and cerebrally to pull that off, because at Tulsa, you can get away with just kind of being bigger and faster than everybody else. But Ray Coney, very intriguing guy to watch here. Christian Allegro of Wisconsin. This is probably going to be a breakout year for him. Very skilled blitzer, really good at getting to the quarterback with his blitz. Brings a lot to the table there, but that's really about it with him. He's not great against the run. He's not good in coverage. He's a work in progress, as everything except a blitzer. So he's got to show some real stuff this year, but still right now, 4th round grade approximately. So not bad. Okay, we got Austin Romaine of Kansas State, 6th round guy now, so we're kind of dragging the bottom of the day 3 pool. He's put up some good numbers the last few years for Kansas State. Capable run defender, plays well in the box, hits hard, he's a thumper, but that's about it. He's not good in coverage. He's not a very good athlete, so he probably can't get that much better. So kind of low ceiling here, but he's pretty good against the run. Seems pretty smart. Whit Weeks, really intriguing player out of LSU. Another really intriguing LSU linebacker. He's might be the best blitzer in this class, or at least he's up there. Very good blitzer, plays with a high motor, a lot of effort. He just can't stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, I think he could maybe bump his way up, but got to find a way to stay on the field. And as of right now, he's kind of forgettable when it comes to doing other things that you want a linebacker to do. I find him to be somewhat forgettable against the run and in coverage. Got a John Curry here, another Texas Tech guy this year. Probably going to be his breakout year as well. Intriguing. He's kind of a hybrid. He does some cornerback stuff and linebacker stuff, and he's able to play the run really well from the linebacker spot and the corner spot. So you might be talking about almost like a Nick Eamon-Worry effect here, but unlike Nick Eamon-Worry, John Curry's not a very good athlete. So he might also be a guy who doesn't really have a real position. So not too exciting there. Probably a 7th round pick right now. Cade Olave of California. Cade Olave had a nice breakout year last year, 100 tackles. Good mover, moves well in open space, good enough athlete to move around, and he's got good linebacker instincts. But that's kind of it. There's nothing really else that stands out about him, I feel like. He needs to actually develop some kind of a calling card, I think, if he wants to stand out or become really good, well-rounded, and he's probably got a limited amount of time left. Final guy is going to be Drake Bowen, another 7th round guy here, Notre Dame. He's an excellent blitzer. He's good stopping the run as well, but not a great athlete, so dependent on scheme and positioning. And he's also not a very sound tackler as much as he is good finding the ball against the run. So those are basically all the linebackers that are currently considered draft picks. There are obviously going to be some that emerge and some that fall off, but right now that's a pretty good start. So let me know what you think of this crew. Let me know who stands out to you. Who do you like? It's not a great crop, but there are going to be some guys here, and I imagine we're going to need one. All right, see you guys later. Go Hawks. Everyone have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys soon. Maybe another video later today, maybe not, but go Hawks.